Cartoon Archive.
A story from a time so old, the moon was still shy. It's about a boy named Alara, who lived in a village nestled in a valley of whispering winds. Alara wasn't like the other children. He didn't chase fireflies or carve toys from wood. Instead, he collected echoes. He would stand at the edge of the echoing chasm and listen. He'd listen to the wind carry forgotten words from the peaks. He'd hear the whispers of ancient trees and the faint laughter of spirits long past. The village elders warned him. The chasm holds more than just sounds, boy. It holds secrets that can swallow you whole. But Alara couldn't stay away. The echoes called to him, a melody only he could hear. One day, an echo different from the rest drifted up. It wasn't a word, or a laugh, or a whisper. It was a note of music. A single, perfect, shimmering note. It hung in there like a dewdrop on a spider's web. And then it was gone. Alara was captivated. He had to hear it again. For weeks, he spent every moment at the chasm's edge, waiting, listening. The villagers thought he'd finally lost his mind. His parents begged him to come home. But the memory of that note was a hook in his heart. Then, during a night of the twin moons, it returned. This time, it wasn't just one note. It was a sequence. A soft, haunting melody that seemed to pull at the very fabric of the world. Without thinking, Alara began to climb down into the chasm. The villagers always said no one who entered ever returned. But the music was stronger than fear. He used the gnarled roots and ancient stones as handholds. Deeper and deeper he went. The air grew cool and smelled of damp earth and starlight. The melody grew louder, clearer. It was coming from a cave hidden behind a waterfall of shimmering mist. Alara pushed through the mist. His heart pounded in his chest. Inside, the cave wasn't dark and empty. It glowed with a soft, silver light. And in the center of the cave, floating in the air, it was a small, crystalline bird. Its feathers were made of solidified moonlight. Its eyes were tiny, sparkling stars. And as it opened its beak, the beautiful, haunting melody filled the cavern. This was the source of the echo. The bird stopped singing and looked at Alara. It didn't seem afraid. It chirped, and the sound was like tiny bells. Alara slowly reached out his hand. He didn't want to capture it. He just wanted to be close to its magic. The bird, the echo weaver, hopped from there onto his finger. Its weight was no more than a snowflake. A voice, not of sound, but of thought, filled Alara's mind. "You listened," the voice said. "You truly listened." The echo weaver explained that it was the guardian of memories. It wove the echoes of the world into songs. Songs of joy, of sorrow, of history. But it had grown lonely. No one listened to the deep echoes anymore. The world has become too loud, the weaver thought into his mind. They have forgotten how to be quiet. Alara understood. He promised the echo weaver he would share its songs. He would teach people to listen again. He climbed out of the chasm, the bird perched on his shoulder. When he returned to the village, he didn't speak. He just stood in the center of the square. The echo weaver began to sing. It sang of the village's founding, of the first love between a boy and a girl under an ancient oak, of a mother's lullaby to a child 100 years ago. The villagers fell silent. Tears streamed down the faces of the elders. They were hearing their own history, their own forgotten feelings, their own echoes made beautiful. From that day on, the village changed. They learned to be quiet. They learned to listen to the wind, to the trees, and to each other. And Alara, the boy who collected echoes, became Alara the song keeper. He and the echo weaver traveled from valley to valley, sharing the music of memory, reminding the world that the most beautiful things are not seen, but they are heard in the quietest of moments.